pooch. This is Bosley. Hey, Bos. How you doing? Good boy.
Arrived.
get you some water. How about that, huh? Here you go. We'll put it right here for you. There you go. Good boy. Want to go for a walk? Let's check out the wood. Come on with me. Let's go this way. Holy smokes. What do you think? It's be interesting to see in a rainstorm. This just keeps going. Another steep place. Gee whiz. Very nice. Very cool. Be another cool place to see in a big, big rainstorm. What do you think, Boz? You like it here? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Just setting up camp here with Bosley. So here I am. This is my view from the back of my truck. Not bad, huh? Quite nice. There's Bosley, thinking, this is weird. I just gave him a shrimp. I usually cook on this because it's just awesome to cook on. Really nice. All right, let's see if we can get this going. Where's my, oh, here's my thing. What you doing, Boz? I'm hoping the mosquitoes won't be too bad tonight. We'll see. That was funny. Alrighty. So you can't see, I don't know, you know, if you've used an alcohol stove. So in the daylight, you really can't see the flame very well, but it's there, and it's good. It works well. I'm gonna have to get a can opener. Okay, so anyway, 2 cups of water. These are great. So I don't know if you can see if this shows up, but so there's embossed measurements on the sides of the pots. This completely keeps the wind off of it. The fuel is very forgiving. It's not the hottest, but it's just, all in all, it's very forgiving. So I love ramen noodles, and before you roll your eyes, these beauties here, if you're used to ones that are like, I don't know, 10 cents a piece at Walmart, these are better. These are about $4 each. And I usually add, this is a shrimp and coconut milk ramen, and so what I do is I will often add a little shrimp to it, and then a pinch of this, which is just a shiitake mushroom powder. Anyway, it's they're whole grain noodles, air dried, not fried, and it's really wonderful. If you ever, you probably won't see these in a store, but you can certainly get them on Amazon and that kind of thing. They're fantastic. Easily the best I've ever had. So let's let this heat up. And then we'll get this going. I'll go find a can opener. There are some things that I like to make in a fire, but cooking on this gives me more options and more control. And if I want to cook over a fire, I can. The fire ring at this campsite isn't really in a great spot for me, so I'm actually going to tonight, just for fun, I'm going to make a small fire in a little stove. I'll show you. It's kind of cute. Oh, so if you want to see what those look like after I've drained them, that's what they look like. Hope you can see them. How are we doing? Oh, we're almost there. Kind of blows my mind. So the expiration date on this, the Best Buy, not the expiration date, the Best Buy, which means presumably after that date it's still okay, but you know, maybe not as best. The Best Buy date is April 2025. So I'm making this video in September 2021. So these canned foods last quite a while. Ah, and it sounds like our water's boiling. Perfect. We're getting there. Okay. Now let me show you what's in this. So what we've got is this big, beautiful disc of air-dried noodles. But if you read the instructions, and then it comes with this, which is the coconut milk powder, and then this is the actual spicy shrimp paste. Doesn't sound very appealing, but it's delicious. Come on back here, Bosley. Bosley, come on. Come here. Good boy. Okay, so first we'll do this. Now, there's absolutely no reason to add this to the stove while it's boiling. And I'm going to actually put that on a simmer setting anyway. No, Bosley, come. Come on back. Bosley, come on. Okay, so let's dissolve this. So it just dissolves and forms this beautiful, creamy, white broth. And then this stuff, now, this is very spicy. So I don't know who can eat all of it, but I only use half. And it still has this sort of beautiful, dark red color. I just, of course, eyeball the half. I can always add more if I want later. Now I'm going to put on the simmer ring. I want to bring the temp down a little bit here. So see, that cuts the flame by more than half, and lets you really control it very nicely. Let's get it back up to temp here. Put in my pinch of chili powder. I have absolutely, of course, no idea how much to add, but I just kind of eyeball it. Put in little crumbles there. And then this little beauty. And let's... Now, those have to cook longer than fried noodles. So normally ramen noodles are dried by frying them. These are air-dried. Air-dried ones take about twice as long to cook. Why, I don't know. So, I'll just look at the time, 6:05. So, we'll see what happens. We'll give it about 7 minutes. Bosley, stop. So you can see just some bubbles breaking the surface. You just want to agitate once in a while. Just let that sauce kind of mix through. But if you look, you can see that it's coming to a boil. Cheers. I can hear this doing stuff. I wonder if Bosley would eat a shrimp. You think Bosley would eat a shrimp? Come here, Bos. Try a shrimp. Good boy. I think I'll try one and see what they're like. They taste like shrimp, like all canned shrimp. They're overcooked. But all right, let's see how we're doing. It's about time, as you can see. It's this I hope you can see. I don't know. It's this beautiful reddish pink. Let's see if a noodle is done. Perfect. Honestly, based on that, I think I could add a little bit more of the paste. I think I'll just add another pinch. There we go. And I'll let that dissolve into there. And I'll add the shrimps off heat because the shrimps are cooked. So the last thing I want to do is make it worse. Okay, let's get you off. Let's put that fire. So all I have to do now is just basically just going to close this simmer ring, and that smothers the fire. So the fire's done. Okay, let's add a little bit. Add some of the shrimps here. I wouldn't use a whole can for myself. Half a can is plenty. And we'll let that just heat through. And we're ready to go. So, cheers. Let's have some dinner. So, if I want to just have a little bit of enjoyment of a fire without building a fire in the fire pit, I usually use this. I love this thing. This many of you will have probably seen this or used this. This is from Firebox. A fantastic. I've got a fantastic stove. I've got two of these. I've got this one, which is their larger size, and then I've got a smaller one that's for just sort of ultralight camping. Both of their stoves basically burn organic material from wood to charcoal. It'll even burn wood pellets, for pellet stoves. It's made in such a way so that you can use these that slide through to support an alcohol stove. They're really amazingly flexible. This is something that just blocks wind if you've got wind. Anyway, they're quite amazing, really. This one's much lighter than the original. The original's made of steel, and it's built like a tank. But with that comes a weight penalty, and so this one's titanium, and it's really quite amazing. Anything this size, obviously, if you're backpacking, has a weight penalty if it's this size. But this is really pretty extraordinary. Anyway, as once it gets a little darker, I'll probably just enjoy a fire in it for a little while. If you're not cooking on it, because it's really designed primarily to be cooked on, but I'm actually going to use it for an ornamental fire, just to kind of just enjoy a little fire for a little while. And so you can put actually sticks in through the side if you're cooking, and these are at two different heights, so the sticks can crisscross each other effectively and create some sort of air turbulence. But when I'm using it for just a fire to just enjoy, I just put wood in through the top. Anyway, it's absolutely wonderful. Sometime I'll probably show you, maybe in some other video, I'll show you the smaller one, the Firebox Nano, which I think is absolutely ingenious. And every time I use it, I'm kind of floored at how great it is. This one's excellent as well. I love it. Anyway, when the evening wears on, I'll probably load it up with some wood and make a little fire. So I finished my ramen noodles. They were delicious. And then I had some chocolate chip cookies for dessert. I gave, as I always do, I gave Bosley a couple of pieces of the cookie, although I try not to give him the chocolate because I guess it's not good for dogs. But he definitely likes the cookie part anyway. He's right now sleeping on his little bed, which is like a camping sleeping pad on which I've put one of his blankets, and he's just kind of hanging out and enjoying the evening. I think Bosley wishes he were in his bed at home. Don't you, Bosley boy? He's ignoring me. Where's Bosley? Where are you, Boz? Come here, Boz. Oh, there you are. Good boy. Good boy. lie down on your bed. Come here, Bozzy. Bozzy. So as you can see, this doesn't look like much, mostly because we're in the daylight. But if you don't want to build a fire ring, and you want a completely safe, self-contained fire, that lets you enjoy the sounds and the smells and the sights of the fire, this actually works really well. It's not what I usually use, but some occasions just kind of seem right for it, and so that's what I'm using tonight. And what I'll do is I'll put this, when this will burn down essentially to coals, and then I'll add some sort of larger, thicker wood, and I'll add it. Oops, I'll add it vertically. The stove does allow you to add wood horizontally through those slits in the sides, but it's really only meant to cook that way. It's really not meant to have a nice leaping fire. Okay, so what I'll do is, then I'll just sort of, just kind of compact the coals, and then I'll put in some wood that will last a little longer than just a couple minutes kind of thing. It'll take that a second to catch, but it'll actually do quite nicely. So you can probably see here that this thing, this is, the light is fading, although it's still pretty light out. So obviously it'll look different when it's totally dark. But basically, you can see it burns pretty nice. And I've put in these little sticks, logs, I'm not sure what to call them, that are about maybe 1.5 inches in diameter, and they will just sit there and burn. It will just stay pretty much similar to this for a half hour at least. So it's very low maintenance, very nice. I should show you Bosley. Bosley's over here. Let me see if I can take a picture of him. Oh, I don't know what I did with my phone. Never mind. I don't know where I put it. Anyway, Bosley's just hanging out in his blankets. So this thing just hangs here, and gradually the wood burns down. That's all. Anyway, so I filmed this because I go on these camping trips, and a friend of mine said, you go on very, very low stress trips, and it's true. He said it's very chill. So he said, you you ought to make a video of it and show people just what it's like to just totally hang out. So all I do is I pull my, I typically take my truck somewhere. Sometimes, I go actually backpacking, which I love. But, this kind of trip where I just go in my beloved first generation Toyota Tundra and with my beloved pooch, Bosley. And basically, I just, go to a nearby state forest and I just find a nice spot, and I usually just have a dinner and hang out afterwards. And I have I don't know if you can see behind me, but so the back of my truck is totally set up with a platform and a nice, comfortable mattress, and I have sheets, and if I want to sleep in my truck, which I often do when I'm traveling anyway, it's perfect. I just stay right there. And actually, I love it. And Bosley's very good. He likes sleeping in the truck too, as long as it's warm. So actually, when I'm at a campsite, interestingly enough, so I usually put a tarp over me. I do a tarp that goes up over the top of the cap, and then over the door, which sort of props up the tarp, and then I put two like poles in front of me and run the tarp out, and which is super handy if it's rainy or if it's actually very sunny. But the weather forecast is clear for days. Tonight it'll maybe get down to about 53 or so, which basically is, in my opinion, the best sleeping temperature ever. And right now it's probably about, 72 degrees or so. If it went down 2 or 3 more degrees, I'd put on sweatpants. So I'll just hang out and listen to the quiet and call it good. So I'll turn in a little while. So here's my evening after it gets dark. I'm, of course, just here in my pickup, lantern going, and I don't know if I can show you Bosley. Yeah, let me see if I can turn up the light, and went the wrong way, didn't I? That's where I want to go. Let's see if I can. Hang on a second here. There we go. So there's Bozzy. He's chewing on a chewy. And so he's happy. He's under his blue blanket, and he's enjoying a chewy. So he's very, very cool right now. All right. So anyway, I'm just actually reading a book on my iPad. I'm about 1/4 of the way into Bob Woodward and Robert Costa's book Peril. So that's pretty much all I'm doing for the evening, and that's it. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good night too. It's absolutely spectacular here. I think I saw 2 flying squirrels. I don't actually know if they live around here, so I'm going to have to look that up. But it was pretty cool. Anyway, very dark, very quiet, lovely. All I hear is the crickets and the cicadas.